What's your name? What's your name? What's your name? Zabo? That's different. What's your name? What's your name? Zabo? Ooh, that's different. What's your name? What's your name? Zabo? Ooh, that's different.
crazy, bro. Zay, that's crazy, bro.
That's it right there.
Say, that's crazy, bro. Say, that's crazy, bro. Say, that's crazy, bro.
I love when it's hot. Turned to the city, I broke out the notch. Got some more millies, I keep me a knot. I created history, it made me a lot. He tried to diss me and it don't false. We call them chopsticks cause they gonna chop. Took her out of filers cause her pussy pop. I run it like Nike, we got it on lock. Cardiac eye. I'm the boss man in a suit with no tie. I can't be sober, I gotta stay high. Put me some syrup in the can and it's dry. Riding the spaceship like Bunny and Clyde. Don't worry, baby, I keep me some fire. Shenanigans and Birkin, she cannot decide. The ladies Mercedes will go to surprise. Don't sleep on Miss Lady, her pussy, her pride. Digging her back while I'm gripping her side. Digging back, this ain't regular size. You really fly, we like pelican guys. Bitch, you ain't slick, I can tell her the skies. Upgrade at my wrist, put her gas in the sky. She think I might sign her and change her whole life. I told her to goggle and work on her eyes. Everything litty, I love when it's hot. Turned to the city, I broke out the notch. Got some more millies, I keep me a knot. I created history, it made me a lot. He tried to diss me and it don't false. We call them chopsticks cause they gonna chop. Took her out of filers cause her pussy pop. I run it like Nike, we got it on lock.
Get it, money, get bring them sinners. I don't wanna put it back myself. I just passed it to the door like one spell. I took the Billy Cool back and I hopped in the car. I put this bitch in front of the Billy in front of the driver. And man, this shit that is weed, can't smoke in the road. Right, wow. I'm stepped up and cut up, I'm drinking, I shoot up the tires. I'm in the coupe by myself. I had that kicker though when I was fast. Keep the awards on the shelf. Hostess around in the fan. I'm sick and tired of the young niggas act like they fine and telling their lies. Acting like they the one created this and they get all this drip from my guys. Yeah, Cartier eyes, Cartier coat, Cartier as the watch. Cartier look, Cartier the that. Cartier spec buffalo on the side. Prison cut diamonds, they Cartier, yeah. Cartier bad for the Cartier thot. Sky Wrangler cool with 200 the dash. Cartier jeans, ain't no way I can say. Ain't no way I'm ever gon' go out. Man, I can't go out, no way I'm gon' go out. I just grip on her ass and I show out. I sit like a champ and I wait on her whole lot. I just whip up a new Chanel paddock. I whip with the bricks and I don't break the door out. Turn that whole top floor to a whole house. 100 racks and 1, 2 bought the flood out.
Today has literally been the best day. I downloaded the Bridget app and I got $100 in like minutes. And then on top of that, I was able to fill
Jerry Production.
And we are Nothing But The Truth. And we're happy that you all tune in today. Our topic for today is pray for a little bit of strength to get to the Rocket Foundation with um, um, the Mythos artist Offset and I'm sorry, Quavo, and we honored Takeoff by holding a Youth Against Violence, Stop the Gun Violence, and it was an amazing event. Those children and youth really, really, really enjoyed it, and it was just so nice to for Quavo to continue the legacy of stopping the gun violence through his pain of losing Takeoff. So shout out to them and their family
Shout out.
and Matt Barnes and also Stephen Jackson and Stack Five for joining in with Quavo and the other organizations and community leaders
Yeah.
and helping to spread the stop the violence and stop the gangs with the youth and just to bring a
Hello.
positive message and a positive
Hello.
outlet for the youth to be able to speak
Hello.
and
Yeah.
share the things that are bothering
I'm
them.
doing my
And it
podcast.
was just amazing. I mean, it was
My
a really good
podcast.
time. And
Then I
it was
just
just humbling. And
yeah.
the whole entire Quavo family, Mama Quavo, Mama Takeoff, their family is a beautiful family.
Yeah.
And I mean, I can't say enough words, guys. So,
All right.
and the event was amazing. So you can probably go on YouTube, look up the Rocket Foundation, and take a look at those photos. But I'll let Big Jeff jump into our topic of discussion today, talking about these artists and how they're being taken advantage of.
Hey, everybody! How everybody doing? Hopefully, everybody had a good Friday as usual. And everybody went. Had gonna have a tremendous weekend. But this is Big Jeff coming to you from No Days Off Production with the #1 show in the land. Nothing but the truth. All right, it's Anita. Enlighten y'all on some experiences she had. Last couple of weeks and the event for yesterday with Quavo, which was good. I winded up not being able to make it due to technicalities, but to enlighten everybody, today I want to speak on on the artists of today and how they are manipulated into being totally dominant toward the people who have been with them and been on their sides and supported them since day one. One would say since before day one. And just talk about the narrative of how sometimes we can get put in a position to where things that we are associated with and the people that are put in position to so-called make us feel like they are more with us than they are for us. To where they drive a wedge. Some of them play a role in driving a wedge between, the artists and their entourages, the artists and their families, the artists and the people who have been there for their support from the time of when they first tried to become someone to the time that they become someone. And sometimes, we got to understand that sometimes these guys, these ladies and men of the industry can be painted pictures that are mirages, because they are being put in position to be led by people who are actually not for them, but with them because of them being part of the labels that they're assigned to, them being misled by the people who they trust, to handle their business, on all levels, whether it's tour, whether it's ticket sales, whether it's merch sales, whether it's, being in general places to where they represent the artists to the fullest. And a lot of that comes from, to me, this is my opinion. Like I always say that I'm speaking my opinion. And a lot of that comes from these artists being too trustworthy because they're walking into a new beginning of life to where they don't know what's going on. So we can't put the blame 100% wholeheartedly on them coming out the gate. But now when an artist has been in the game for ample amount of years, that artist should know, that, okay, I done been through this coming out the gate. Now I see that, this is what's going on. This is how things are. These are the moves I need to make. These are the, people I need to have in place, this, that, and the third, and so forth and so on. So now I can free myself from, as we say as a people, from being tricked. To where you put people in position to handle your business on your behalf that you feel like you can trust. And I have heard a lot of artists say this cop out. This is a cop out to me. But I have heard a lot of artists say to their loved ones, to their families, to the friends or the loyalty people that supposedly be in their corners. I have heard them say, well, they know what they're doing. That's not always true. That's not always true. And like I say, if you've been in the game for more than 2 years, you should know that by then. That a lot of these people that are being introduced to you to be people who can make things happen, and then they can't make things happen, that should let you know there's something wrong with that picture. This is just a person that's been appointed to me because they are affiliated with the person who I'm trusting. So, saying that to say this, once you see it, you got to do something about it then. You don't let it continue. You don't let it go on and then they eventually hurt you. You got to step up and handle your business then. And the safest way to me for any artist, whether you're an artist or athlete, it don't make any difference. If you're a person of status, period.
That's what I was gonna say. That it happens to
If you're a person of status, period, you should have somebody, whether it's a family member, one of the people some of the people in your entourage, whoever. They should be tied to some of the people who are handling your business, so that they can tell you and keep you informed on what's going on. You need that protection because when you look at the bottom line of the situation, that's what the industry is doing. They're putting people with you to protect their interests. So you need to have someone to protect your interests. I'm so proud, and I'm saying this from my heart. I'm so proud of the Jackson kid, the quarterback that put his mom in as his representative, as his manager, as his team leader. Deshaun Jackson. He put his mom in a position, and the NFL went crazy. They went crazy because he chose his mom to be his sports agent. They went crazy. They lost their mind. They couldn't believe it. They tried everything under the sun to make him kick her to the wayside. This kid knew what he was doing. Because if and everybody need to take heed to that. If I'm going to have someone to represent me and have my best interests at heart, who going to do it better than mama?
better than your mom.
Who gonna do it better than her? Who gonna do it better than Pop? Who gonna do it better than your sisters and brothers, your cousins, anybody, the people who are part of your entourage? That's there. You know, and a lot of artists piss me off because I'm pissed off with a lot of artists, a lot of athletes, you know, like I say, a lot of people of status that's black. I'm gonna say it like that. I'm gonna put an address on it. The people who are black that's getting status. You guys and girls will sit back and have 40 people, 20 people, 10 people, 5 people that hangs with you every day. They travel with you. They eat, sleep, drink with you the whole 9 yards. And your dumb asses won't even put them in position to handle business. And they with you every day. You taking care of these people. And when I say taking care, I mean you're allowing them to travel with you. You're allowing them to stay in the domains that you're in. You're allowing them to go to your shows, to participate in the games, to do a whole lot. You giving them privilege. So why not make them your staff? You know, you got merch you have to sell at the concerts. You got merch you have to sell at games. You got merch you have to sell at events, the whole 9 yards. But you got all these people in your circle, and none of them are selling your merch. They got to earn their keep. If you're going to be a regulator, you got to earn your keep, baby. Put these people to work so you'll have something to balance the scale with you in the industry, with you in whatever industry you playing in. But when you are manipulated and they put those blinders on you and you can't see but one way, and that's their way. That's their way. You know, so it's sickening to see that happen. A lot of these artists, you go out and you sign cats from other cities when you done grew up with people who sound just as good.
That's true.
You know, you got people right in out of your community that you can blow up the same way you went and blew somebody up from another city. You know, and I want everybody to understand, just because, you know, and everybody should be aware of this by now. For years, for the last 15, 20 years or so, I have seen a lot of artists who had the talent, who had good music, who had the look, who had the swag, the whole 9 yards, go out and create some fantastic music. So put together some lyrics and some rhythms that's better than the people that they feel like are on top. And they'll make a hit song. They'll make a hit song, man. And I want y'all to hear this shit real clear. They will have a hit song, and they will sit back and let a bunch of ignorant motherfuckers, as I say, persuade them that, hey, man, shit, if you can get Slime, you can get Baby, you can get Jay-Z, you can get Gucci, you can get Luda, you can get goddamn 21, you can get all these top-notch artists to get on this song with you, this song will really blow. And then you take all your hard-earned money, or you go and ask for a favor, and you ask these so-called top-notch artists to get on your song with you, and they get on the song, put some bullshit on your song, and you still don't blow up. And the song's still sitting on the shelf. So what's the need for them? You know, the only prop you got is you can say to the people who are part of your entourage, The only thing you can do is, only thing you and your entourage run around the city saying is, but Big Jeff got a song with the Migos. Okay. But if the song ain't productive, I just got a song with the Migos. I just got a song with this artist. I just got a song with that artist. But they're not pushing it. But before you put an artist on your song, you was out here doing a video on your song. You had them made a video with your song. You out here promoting your song. You going club to club, event to event, and you doing your songs. Hell, you were doing better without the artist than you did with the artist.
And then you think they kind of lose hope when they
So now,
step into each
there
other?
you go. So now you lose hope. When instead of understanding the fact that I didn't need the top notch artists anyway. It ain't like they promoted my shit. You know, and they can't promote it because they're signed to a label. You got to have certain rights presented for you to even put the song out again with the artist on it. So a lot of times, so to me, that actually hurt artists when they do that. It hurts them. So we gotta be mindful. Saying if you don't have people, and that's why I say the people who are for you, that's part of your entourage or whoever, they need to step up. If you being around these cats every day and you see them doing some bonehead shit, tell them. Tell them. In other words, let's start respecting the people in position, and let's stop respecting them because of their money.
We got a question. We got LaRonda Johnson says, how is your relationship with your son, and does he do what you're talking about now?
My relationship with my son is I'm his father. That's my relationship with my son. I'm his father, and I'm always be dad. And I'm always speak on any and everything I see, and I'm gonna protect him at all costs. Because, not because of his status, but because he's my child. I have other children who are in the industry. I protect them all the same. So it's not just about him, it's about all of my children. And on top of that, it's about all of the artists that I know. I'm speaking to them as well. So I'm not trying to specify what artists I'm talking about. That's why I say artists. I'm talking about all of them. I'm talking about all of them because all of them need to know. They need to have someone in their corners that has their best interests at heart. So I love all these cats wholeheartedly. I've been supporting these cats since before anything even took place in this city. So I'm not picking, I'm not doing like the system. I'm not doing like people in their entourages. I'm not doing like people who are, so-called supporters in the street. I'm not picking and choosing who I'm supporting. I'm supporting all of these guys because all of them are our children. Somewhere, somehow down the line, I have played a role in a lot of these kids' lives. Some of them, they don't even know it. So
They appreciate your help?
my relationship with my son is 100 to me. But he knows that I'm going to be dad, and I'm going to speak my mind. I'm going to speak my feelings. I'm going to speak my heart. So, what was your question?
Do you believe that the artists welcome your support?
Sometimes I'm gonna answer that this way. Sometimes I think they honor it. Sometimes I think, when they get wind of what Big Jeff done said, you know, from the people in their entourages or people who have listened to the show and that's in their organizations, when they go to them with it, 9 times out of 10 they show them the show, show them what I say to what whatever. So whether they take it in consideration, I don't care. All I want them to do is hear it and listen. Now, on behalf of my children hears and listen to what I say. And the way that I know that my kids have listened to what I said is because even though they don't respond to it sometimes, they will do something that lets me know that they heard what I said. They listen to what I say because they'll actually go out and do it. I said, I'm gonna give everybody an example. A few shows ago, I spoke on the artists, the rappers. And I said that the only way that they would defeat being prosecuted, being put in situations to where they got to defend themselves, and, on top of that, a way that we can get the DA out of the system by votes or by impeachment is all of them need to come together. And this is a quote. Quote, all of these artists of Atlanta need to come together and do a compilation. And do a compilation. All of them. And then they need to put together an event. Whether it's a concert, whether it's a fun event, anything. Just found a spot big enough to where all of them can promote it and make it happen. Right. And bring the city back. I spoke on it on unity in the community. Mm-hmm. We need to bring the communities back together again because we are not enemies, idiots. We are not enemies. All of us somewhere down the line, and I'm quoting this again, when you look at the history of a lot of these artists and a lot of the people who they are associated with, who they're related to, who they have kids by, whether you got kids by them or you in a relationship, wherever it go. Somewhere down the line, all of us are damn near related, some kind of way. Thank you. So how can, it's just, Atlanta ain't no different than the country to me. They say in the country, everybody got children by everybody. Everybody got relationships with everybody. Your uncle can be your daddy, your cousin, all this old type of shit. Your mom can be your sister, your aunt, all this old type. Hey, it's the same way in Atlanta. It's the same way up here. It's the same way everywhere. Everywhere you go, it's like that. Not just the country. So we had what we call communities, hoods, as we named it. We didn't have gang hoods. We didn't have hoods to where you had to be associated by some type of detail in order to be in that hood. The zoning came from older guys who had power and standings in the street. We had men that's older, which would be your granddaddies, some of your great granddaddies, who the system, which is our judicial system, like the Atlanta Police Department, they divided us up into zones. Our zones have changed 5 or 6 times or better over the years. So, and it's all because of our ancestors who were out there, our ancestors who had status. And a lot of them had status that didn't have nothing to do with drugs, gangs, you know, being this or being that or the other that wasn't legal. You got a lot of families out here who had power because they owned a lot of shit. They owned a lot of these buildings. They owned a lot of these houses. It's just the kids and grandkids didn't keep it going. If a lot of our ancestors, kids and grandkids had kept the things that they had spent their time and their careers in to buy and own and leave something to their families, you know, to their grandkids and kids. If they had kept it up and kept it going, this city wouldn't be on a gentrification now, unless they'd have had to buy everybody out. So a lot of things that we're being forced to deal with right now comes from the ancestors leaving things of generation and wealth, and the families don't take it on because they don't want to deal with it. And a lot of us get discouraged, you know, because we won't do the footwork. And the ones who do try to do the footwork, once they go downtown and, you know, they tell you you got to go over here to do this. You got to go over here to do that. You got to go over there and get this done. You got to go over here and get that done. We give up. And that's how they play the game with us. They make us quit because they want that property. Because they know if they can get you to give up on it, you're going to start paying the taxes on it. You're going to let it sit. It's going to grow trees and shrubbery around it. And then the city going to wind up taking it from you. The county going to wind up taking it from you. The state going to wind up taking it from you. So they put you in a no-win situation because they know you're going to quit. So you'll be surprised, man, how much you can find out about your family just by going downtown, putting an inquiry in. And you'll be surprised of how much land and, you know, shit around this city that your family own. You just got to do the legwork. So it's not just the artists and people of status who are being manipulated. Some of us civilians be manipulated as well. You know, so we be put in position to where, hey man, I ain't gonna keep going through this, so I'm just gonna let it be. I ain't gonna push the issue no more. You know, so we gotta be mindful. Put the people in position that you know are for you. You got people who are in your entourage that can handle business. If you'll let them handle your business to go buy you some shoes, go buy you some clothes, put them in the business to handle some business. You know, give them a chance. Give the people who follow you through days in and out a chance to be somebody. You know, I respect Outkast. I respect DTP. You know, I respect all of those guys that started out years ago in College Park, and when they became of somebody of status, you know, my hat goes out to Ludacris. You know, they made everybody that was in College Park, that was part of their entourage, a part of whatever they were considered to be to these guys. They put them through, they made them go to school. They made them go get some type of education to where they can put them in a position to where they can generate wealth or they can support them. You know what I'm saying? Luda showed y'all the game years ago. Put the people around you in position. Send them to school so that they can come out and be useful to the industry, to you, to whoever. Or they can start their own business, and then these are people you don't have to take care of no more. And they can be family members as well. You know, these guys put their families first, and then they worked on their friends. Well, they worked on the people who were loyal to them and put them in position to where they can have a generational wealth.
That's how you do it.
You know, that's how it's supposed to be done.
But what if you can't trust your family members? It goes both ways though, because you may not be trusting people off the street too.
Okay. Let me say it like this. Let me say it like this. I'm gonna answer that two ways. I'm gonna answer that as a thug. And I'm gonna answer it three ways. I'm gonna say it like that. I'm gonna answer it as a thug. I'm gonna answer it as a business person, and I'm gonna answer it as a father. All right. The first one I'm gonna answer is as a thug. On a thug note, on the trust issue of you can't trust the people who are, you know, right there supposedly your friends or the people who are loyal to you or this, that, and the other. The reason is you can't trust the people who are supposed to be your friends or your entourage because you don't help them eat. You don't help them eat. You know, so if you rich, if you well to do, I'm not gonna say rich, if you well to do, and you got enough funds or you got enough going on to where you got people around you, like I said, that you can put in position to help themselves along with helping you, and you don't do it, that's when the sign of distrust come in. That's why you can't trust them. That's why you feel like you can't trust them, because you're not letting them eat with you. I wouldn't want to hang around a rich-ass person every day, and I'm not trying to get rich too. Or they're not putting me in a position to where I can have a possible chance of getting rich. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's a waste of time. That's a waste of time. You know, and now I'm going to address it as a parent. When you feel like you can't trust your family members, that means you don't fuck with them anyway. That means, because I don't believe in this wholeheartedly. I don't believe that you can have a family member that you can't trust. Unless, you know, if you can't trust a family member, that family member must have extracurricular activities going on. Like strung out on drugs, a kleptomaniac, a person who just lives their life untrustworthy. Because it would be hard for me to believe that I can put a person in a position and support them in the position that I have put them in, and they put me on a mindset, or they make me feel like I can't trust them. Okay? Now, on a business note, if I can't trust you on a business note and you be around me every day, you know, and I'm going to sum all three of them up with this one. You be around me every day. Everything I do, I inquire you in it. Everything that be done, you are part of it. Everywhere I go, you there. Why in the hell should I not feel like I can trust you? You are so embedded in my life to where you know when I shit, piss, and holler. Why can't I trust you? Why should I even why should I even have a mindset to think that I can't trust you? Because whether you are, like I say, a family member, a friend, or somebody that just in my entourage, if I allow you to be around me every day, all day, 385 days a year, why in the hell should I not feel like I can trust you? To handle business. I ain't trying to make you go out and do something wrong. I'm saying trust you into handling business. That's two different things. That's two different things. You know, when I was in the street, this is how I used to identify that. You know, because I try to relate my conversation sometime to the way people live. When I was in the street and I was doing wrong and right, even when I'm at work, on my job, I had to have a mindset that the people who I work with, we had an assembly line. I got to trust them on the assembly line, because if one of us make a mistake, it falls on everybody in that department. It's no different than being in the street calling yourself a hustler. If you got 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 people that eat, sleep, and drink with you every day, and everybody hustling, everybody doing their thing, everybody doing this, that, and the other. If one of us fall, it's a possible chance all of us fall. If we together, if we got each other back, if I'm my brother's keeper. So if it's not a domino effect, we weren't cool in the beginning. It's impossible to say we were cool. You know, so one thing you can best believe, and this is law. This is law. If you got, I'm gonna use a small denomination. If you got 5 people that you hang with every day you hang with these people, all day, every day, from the time you get up to damn near the time you go back to bed, or in between y'all go to work, or if y'all hustlers, y'all hustle, whatever. These are the people that you are related to every day. All 5 of you are 5 different people. All 5 of you have 5 different meanings that you can bring to the setup. You know, and I'm a bit more detailed. If I'm one of the people in the in us 5 in our organization, and say I'm a robber, but I know the other 4, one of them is a robber, the other one go to work every day, the other one like to make music, the other one like to just do whatever. Why would I say I'm finna go take off a bank and allow the other 3 that I know don't do nothing wrong, just because they vest up in the pocket or whatever the case might be, or they might be going through something at the time or whatever? Why should I allow them to say, I'm going to? Why should I put them in that position, let them put themselves in that position? It's not going to hurt anybody but me in the end. Because if one of them get caught, guess what's going to happen? All of us getting caught. I have a better chance going by myself than I would if I allow the other 4 guys to go with me. Even the guy that I feel like might be able to go. So I'm putting myself at a disadvantage. I'm already at a disadvantage because of what I'm about to go attempt to do. So why should I put 4 more people at a disadvantage and then put myself at 4 more disadvantages along with the disadvantage I'm gonna have by going into whatever this building I'm going in to try to do what I say I'm about to do? That's a no-win situation. So what I'm saying is this. Utilize the people who are associated with you every day according to what their standings are. And don't allow them to participate in things that you know aren't them. Ain't nothing wrong with saying, hey, dog, you can't go. Ain't nothing wrong with saying, hey, man, this ain't for you. Ain't nothing wrong with saying, no, man, you just can't go. You know, so we put each other at a disadvantage sometimes because we allow people to participate in things that they don't have no clue about doing. So we got to protect each other. And the way you protect the people who you call yourself wholeheartedly caring for, is you don't put them in a bad situation. You don't put them in an alternate situation. You don't force them to have to make a decision because of what their struggle is at that time, if they have one. Some of us like to just go just because we want to be part of it, of what's going on. It's no different than these kids being out in the street every day, running around with these regular ass guns, you know, and they get into it with somebody and they shoot somebody loved one, wind up either hurting them real bad or killing them. And then once they get caught, everybody say, well, that was just a child. Yeah, you're right, that was just a child. But you let that child put themselves in a position to act as an adult when you could have told them better. And the first thing you hear somebody say is, I didn't know. Ain't nobody never told me this. That's why I have been a firm believer in you can't control the mindset of another person. If they gonna do anything right or wrong, you can't stop it. But if they come to you and they acknowledge it to you, the only thing you can do is give them your best opinion. So that in the end of something should go wrong, at least they can't say, I didn't know. Didn't nobody tell me. Sometimes just by telling a person something about what they're planning on doing, whether it's right or wrong, can change their mind. But if you sit there and you encourage it, you can't sit back when something happens and say, damn, I should have told that man that shit went like that. It's too late. I should have told that man you got to be crazy to go do some shit like that, or you got to be stupid to even think like that, this, that, and the other. It's too late. It's too late. And then this same person, you had the audacity to walk up to that person's family member and say, I'm sorry for your loss. Man, get the fuck out of here. And you knew what they were going to do. You knew what they were about to do. You knew what they were planning on doing. You knew it. You know, so Manipulation can come in all shape, forms, and fashion.
You gotta have a strong bond
You
with your family though.
you got to have friend over family over everything. I mean, I'm sorry, family over everything. Family is over everything. Regardless of how we feel about our families, regardless of how our families act, understand this, people. And this is another answer to the question that was asked. Understand this. In every family, I want everybody to hear this. In every family, you got family members who supposedly don't like dealing with the other family members. Somebody in the other family. That's in our family. But that don't mean we don't love each other. That don't mean we don't care about each other. It just we agree to disagree on a lot of shit. So we got to, let's not try to make it seem as if people don't love their families. Because they do. They do. Everybody has it in their family. So, and that doesn't come from status. That's life. That's life. We all got that uncle. We all got that aunt. We all got that cousin. We all got that friend. We all got that mama, that sister, that brother, that daddy. All of us have someone in our family that we just refuse to try to talk to on certain levels. And a lot of that can come from because they gonna tell your ass the truth.
Right.
They not gonna sugarcoat it. They gonna tell you straight up. I had an uncle that I stayed mad with for a long time. And it wasn't because I didn't like him or I didn't love him or I didn't care for him in no kind of way. It was because he said something that was true to me and I couldn't accept it. $10 later, I accepted it. I accepted it. Because I had to go on and face that what he said to me was the goddamn truth. And what he said to me was, you got to be the dumbest motherfucker in the world, nephew, to be out here chasing a goddamn woman that don't want you. And I was so in love with this woman to where I felt like my uncle had said the wrong shit. And it was the wrong shit, not because he said it to me, because he was talking about this woman that I was in love with. $10 later, I realized he was damn right. He was damn right. It was just, my heart was so into it passionately that I didn't want to accept the truth. But I'm 58 years old, man. I thank him tremendously for being honest with me. I told him that 100 times over. I'm talking about I was at fighting mode with this uncle for saying that. To where I challenged him. And I knew at this time, this uncle right here would have beat my ass. Hands down beat me. I couldn't handle him, man. That man had arms like shotguns, man. I knew I couldn't beat him. But he hurt my feelings so bad for telling me the truth. I just couldn't accept it. I couldn't accept it. He actually helped me get through it. And when I say he helped me get through it, it was because every time I showed up at a family function, because I didn't miss a family function because I was mad at him. I used to go to the family function. I used to speak to him, talk to him the whole 9 yards. And I knew that before me and him get through talking, he was gonna say, "Your stupid ass still out here chasing that girl? You still out here watching that damn girl?" He brought me through it. And I'm gonna say it again at 58. Uncle bruh, I appreciate that. I love you for that, man. I admired you for that. Because you was the only person in my life, other than my mom, who kept it real with me. Who kept it real with me. The man that I looked at as a father, and I still look at him as a father today, Mr. Dunn, King Dunn Allison, man. He told me the same thing.
He told you about the same person?
He walked me through my issue.
With the same person?
Huh?
Or
About the same person. He walked me through it. And he did some shit to me that was so real and so player to where it shed a lot of light on the situation as well. Because he locked me in the office. I used to work for him. I used to work for him at Springdale Convalescent Home. When he seen the things that I was doing and he noticed it, he called me in the office and said, "Sit down, son, let me talk to you. I see a difference in you that I ain't never seen. What's your problem, son?" And I couldn't lie to him. I told him. Here's a man who was married to mom from childhood to death. How can I not listen to him? Tell me how life go. And I promise you, everybody who know Mr. Dunn, Pop, as I call him, Dunn Allison, know that when Dunn, Pop, Mr. Allison, Blue, all the names that he had, start talking to your ass, dog, your mind gonna change. Because he's gonna make sure he keep you right there in front of him until you get it. Until you get it. This is a man who helped me go through my situation. Whether it was a woman, the streets, me doing something stupid, me doing something right. Because he did something that we in Jonesboro South as young men who was raised on the Pop, Mr. Dunn, and Benny Moses, and Lil Buddy, and Al Upshaw. Hey, man, they all taught you that this is life. We were sheltered in our projects. Our children were sheltered in our projects. Our projects, the Jonesboro South community, was a real community. We were all family. We were all family. We took care of each other. And we still do right to this day. That's our tradition. We are the only community out of 32 communities in Atlanta who does that. Only ones who does it. To where our arm, from us being like that in our community, had reached out and touched a lot of more families that isn't a part of our community. That's just who we are. That's just who we are. My partner Deke, his wife Tammy, girly. Tammy has this quotes he say to people about me. And she'll say, boy, you can't tell me nothing about Jeff. About my Jeff, that's what she called me, my Jeffrey. Because this man would give you the shirt off his back. This man would give you the shoes off his feet. She said, hell, she'll tell you this man will even give you his car and he walk or catch the bus the way he got to go. That's just how he is. So the people who know me, they know me. If I consider you anything to me, there's no length I won't go to help you or to be there for you. No length. So this is something that we got to put back in society with our people. We got to stop allowing our people to be manipulated by people who don't mean them no good. And the only way we can do it is we got to come back together and we got to speak on this shit. That's why I created this show. That's why me and Shanita, Darius, and the whole No Days Off production crew, the warehouse crew, put this shit together so we can give y'all the truth. Nothing but the truth. And we can say what we want to say and say it how we want to damn say it. At least I'm going to say it the way I want to damn say it. And whatever come behind it, so be it. It is what it is. We got to start being real with our people. Because we got enough people out there that's manipulating and misleading them. Somebody got to tell them the truth and stand on it. And stand on it. I sat down at the Fulton County Courthouse for 33 months, supporting 29 young men plus on the system violating their rights. And didn't have but a handful of people that was there to support it. And I want to thank them for being that handful. But the debt was stacked against us because you had a lot of people in political positions and all that was playing a role in it and still playing a role in it. So we got to stop it. We can't stop the system from stopping it. We got to stop it. We got to take it in our own hands and change it. And the first line of duty of that came Saturday night in Atlanta. For those of you who don't know. The first sign, the first and the most powerful sign, not the most powerful sign, the most powerful sign came at Lil Baby's concert Saturday night when he brought Lucci out. And a lot of y'all have heard me on previous shows speak on, this is what they need to do in order to break this curse that we're fighting. It's been said that Lucci has reached out to Thug. How true it is, I don't know, but if it happened, I applaud it. Because we did support Lucci in his trial. I went to his trial. I sat in his trial. I supported him in his trial. Because I didn't give a damn how nobody felt about it. These are somebody's children. These are our children. To the young men who lost their lives, young women who lost their lives, families who have hurt, have been put in hurtful positions, this, that, and the other, you know, we can't say that this happened because of these guys. Because we don't know what our loved ones do in the street when they're not around us. So we can't hold people responsible for something that we can't prove they did. That's why these guys were found not guilty. That's why these guys were made these bullshit, bogus ass plea deals. Because the system took advantage of them being housed for so long till they just got tired of being there. Now, all we hear every day, damn near, is that how do the district attorney, how do Fulton County, how do the state of Georgia, how do Fulton County government, how do, you know, the sheriff department, APD, how they feel about nobody, as they say, quote, nobody on the YSL case being found guilty of no murders. What kind of shit is that to ask somebody? What kind of shit is that to ask somebody? Why not tell them to go out there and put the same work in they tried to put in on convicting these guys, on finding out who killed these goddamn people? For real, for real. If I was a family that had went through that, that would be my biggest gripe right now. Go out and find out who the fuck killed my loved one. Because the people you tried to say did it, you ain't proved it. Then nothing happened. So therefore, that's as if, okay, the people are still at large. Go put in some work. Go put in the work, man. Go do your damn job. Because you done had me coming to a courthouse lying on people, you know, creating bullshit stories about people, just doing all kind of dumb shit toward people that I don't have a clue. I can't begin to have a clue to say that they actually did something to my loved one. That's a slap in the face.
And again, condolences to the families that lost their loved ones.
All condolences. You know, because these guys and girls and grandmas and aunts and uncles, you know, they didn't ask for this shit. Now, we make it right by taking our communities back from the system. And that'll change a lot of shit. Because the people, as I said before, the people who's beefing, as they call it, is not the people who the beef is being put upon. You know, it's a lot of people that's speaking bad about what happened at the concert, and there's some people who feeling somewhat good about what happened at the concert. That's how it's gonna always be. That's part of life. That's reality.
Exactly.
Everybody's not gonna like you. Everybody's not gonna love you. So that's a part of life that we got to deal with. So let's not knock it. Let's see how far it can go. Let's see, can it make a difference? You know, because I spoke on it a couple of shows back, that this is what these artists need to do.
You've been speaking on it.
You know, I've been speaking on it since we was in trial, that this is what's going to have to happen. Because what everybody's going to do now is they're going to try to get props off of it. Cause just the show is these guys bring everybody back together. If it can happen like that, all the politicians, the district attorney, you know, everybody's gonna get glorified for it as if they the one did it. Now, being honest, I kind of think it's some people that has a hand in it. I really do. You know, because things happen, man, that doesn't make sense. A lot of things has happened that just didn't make sense to me. You know, and our trial was one. The YSL trial was one. So manipulation, they have manipulated these artists so bad. And they're going to continue to do it if they don't start putting people, family members, friends, whoever, whatever they consider them to be, in a position to represent them in their business. That's the only way you guys gonna be able to balance the scale. And this is artists of all. This is athletes of every level. You better put somebody on your team that's a family member, close friend, whoever. Just long as it's not nobody that's part of what you are making your livelihood from.
And definitely put your mama on your team.
So don't stop assuming that we don't know. Stop assuming that we ain't smart enough or educated enough to do it. Who can't book a damn show? Who can't call somebody and say, okay, this is what he want or she want or they want? Who can't go to the negotiation table? Because the people who, you know, from the looks of it, the people who y'all are trusting to go to the negotiation table, negotiating everything but for y'all ass.
But they gonna bring their family on.
But they got their families on. They got their families in the business. So I would feel like a damn idiot to see that people are being introduced to me in management, and then they say, well, yeah, this is my niece, Bernice, and that's my nephew, Jaquez, and that's my this, that, and the other. And they are this is the niece of executive so-and-so. Well, goddamn. And then the only thing you can say is, oh, they're my friend so-and-so, but, you know, he just traveled with me. She just traveled with me. They ain't got no purpose. They don't have a purpose at all. Are you serious? But you'll tell them to stand at a gate or tell somebody you ain't there. Shit, that's what the executives do. If you go to an office and you sitting there for 15, 20, 30 minutes, it's because the receptionist then call back there and say, hey, Miss So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so is out here and they ain't ready to be bothered with your ass yet. And they said, well, tell them I got a client, I'll be there in 15, 20 minutes. What you gonna do, leave? So why in the hell one of them 20 peep out your entourage can't do the same shit? Why they can't do it? They with you every day. They with you all day. When your ass sleep, they woke. Everybody got 2 or 3 goddamn phones, but ain't none of them create no business. Make that shit make sense. Make it make sense. You got 3 phones, and you say, oh, this phone right here for people who won't want to talk to. This phone right here for the hoes. This phone right here for my personal phone.
That's crazy. You know what? I met someone that had 4 phones and it didn't make sense to me.
But what about the damn business phone, fool? Where that's at? Where's the business phone at?
What a business building.
Every phone you got is for something that don't have no damn meaning.
For a phone, that's ridiculous.
What meaning do they have?
I can understand two.
I can't understand that.
I can. One for business, one for personal. But
That ain't got shit. Hey man, you got as they say, you got an iPhone 16. This motherfucker can hold more shit than a laptop. What you need more than that? What do you need? Because one thing we have all been shown and proved in the Fulton County YSL RICO case is that no matter how many phones you have, brother, you can have 10 goddamn phones. When them folk get to going through them numbers on your ass, they gonna have all 10 of them phone numbers. So who the hell are you fooling? They just showed you that. They just showed you. These guys got all these different ass phone numbers, and everything still linked back to that one. So what the damn purpose?
that's what I be saying.
What's the purpose? We gotta be mindful. We gotta be mindful. They don't really have to tap your damn phone. All they gotta do is lock up 2-3 motherfuckers in your underdrawers. They ain't gonna need no phone.
Get to telling anyway.
Shit. And everybody know that. So this ain't no shit that you don't know. You just don't respect it until it happens to you. So manipulation comes in a lot of fashions, man. You know, I can't say it enough to my people, but the days, as soon as we start realizing that sometimes the people who we allow in our circles and the people who we allow to come around us with other people, this, that, and the third, everybody has an agenda. Nobody, and I swear to God, I want everybody to actually hear what I'm saying. Nobody, no shape, form, or fashion, just pops up out the blue and come around you and your entourage or you and your people or you and whatever you got going on and just start damn hanging. That don't happen until now. People don't just come from another side of the world and say, I'm just finna go hang with Shanita and Big Jeff. Because Big Jeff gonna check that shit.
I'm very antisocial outside of my activism and my fighting for youth and dealing with youth. Other than that, I like being myself.
You know, and you know, some people come and they'll say, well, hey man, I know so-and-so, and then everybody start buying into that shit. Really?
That's how they do too. You know such and such. That's such and such. Even if I knew such and such, that's his money. That's his.
Damn right.
That's not my money.
You know,
That's not
and this is what really rubbed my goat. You can have a man come from Chicago, Virginia, Mississippi, Alabama, Texas, you know, LA, New Orleans, Las Vegas, New York, Tennessee, goddamn Rhode Island, Connecticut. They can come from anywhere. Come in your neighborhood or come around, you know, your festivities and get to talking to somebody and they say, oh yeah, man, you know, I'm from Chi-Town, man, and shit, you know, it's this, that, and the third. And then you can relate something to them. They say, oh yeah, but I know about that block right there, that block this, that, and the third, so forth and so on. That's my block. Or I'm from this block or that block or the other block. And now y'all hang, they in the circle. They been in the circle for a whole year. 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. And you respecting them as the man who was the shit in his city that chose to move and migrate to Georgia or to your city. And he's always talking about his city this. Yeah, you know, I could call so-and-so. I can this, that, and the other. You know, I was the shit. You know, I was having the paper. I was having the work. I was having it this. I had a job that. If you had it that goddamn good, what the fuck you come to Atlanta for? Now, to shed light on that, not only if you had it that good, why you come to Atlanta, because see, the first thing gonna come out of the mouth, oh, boy, you know, shit went down, so I had to leave, you know, I got out of there because I was just ready to go, this, that, and other. Okay, let me test you like this then. If you were the shit in your city, and you done came to my city, and you creating all this havoc, and saying you were having it, but every day I'm seeing you ain't having shit, first of all. Second of all, I'm gonna ask you this. Shit, my nigga, let's plan a trip to go to your city. Then I'm gonna see what type of motherfucker you was in your city. When you take me up there and we go visit, and I want you to expose me to all the shit you done told me you had going on. And then this is the answer that you get. Oh shit, boy, I can't go there, boy, 'cause I had done did some shit. What you do? Told on some goddamn about or something? What you do? Oh man, you know I had smoke with somebody. Okay, you had smoke with somebody. All right, cool, all well and good. But why you can't go home? If you were this tough guy that you telling us you was in your city, would you have some smoke, some cheesecake, some ice cream, or some hot dogs and hamburger with a motherfucker? You should be able to go home. You should be able to go home now. I ain't never related to how a man can go to another city, survive his city, you know, be this notorious guy, and then go home and die. I ain't never understood that one. How you the shit in your city and you go home and die? That means somewhere down the line, man, you had some bullshit going on. And now you done invited people into it. That's why we gotta call this shit out.
Call it out.
That's why we got to call it out, man. You know, Atlanta is different. People call you out in Atlanta based off of who they are. That's the most ignorant shit I ever seen in my life.
Based on what now?
Who they are, who you are. You know, meaning you can sit here and tell everybody what happened for 32 months at the Fulton County courthouse in the YSL trial, but somebody who came from another city can come and say something about it, and everybody take it as the gospel. And they ain't been there day goddamn one. Please make me understand this shit. How can you and 6 people sit in a room and have a conversation about some shit that y'all know is right, and then let a man come around and say, no, dog, it's like this? And then some damn idiot out of all 6 of y'all sit there and say, oh yeah, that shit, that can be true. Like, man, get your ass out of this meeting. You supposed to tell them walk the hell out of him. Because you know deep down inside that's a crock of shit. Manipulation. Manipulation, man. The world has been manipulated since before time. That is one of the easiest tasks that can be done to a person. Manipulation. And it works because if a person is really trying to manipulate you, the only thing they got to do is convince you some kind of way that is true. And by the time you find out they sold your ass a dream, it's too late.
Too late. Yup.
It's too late. They done got you.
Learning myself.
And it's all because you were so naive to admit that you know better. Sometimes it's not good, people, to let a person feel like they fucking fooling you.
That's right. Somebody has to just call that mess out.
Sometimes that is not healthy for you. Don't let a person continue to do things around you and you keep letting them feel like they are doing something right. Because after so long, you got to understand, other people gonna fall into it.
But it's lesson learned.
Other people gonna fall into that manipulation. And sometimes that's what some people anger be. If I can get one on, I can probably have a shot to get everybody. Keep your circle small. Keep the circle small. Everybody's not acceptable to join the boys club. Everybody's not acceptable to join the party. Manipulation. Now we seeing the manipulation of the P. Diddy trial. You got a man whose trial is identical to the YSL trial. And when I say identical, I mean here's a man that's being accused of something, but his trial is being tried on something totally different. That's the same shit happened in the YSL trial. How can a man be charged with human trafficking, but everybody who testifying was his girlfriend or his boy toy or both? And everybody who played a role in the sex act did it intentional. They consented to it. But where the hell is the human trafficking at? Where's the cut part at? That ain't no cut part, they swingers. They are swingers. So how you gonna paint that picture? Him running down a hotel hallway, fighting his girlfriend, make that human trafficking? Make that a sexual crime? And then she get on the witness stand and tell you this what was going on.
I don't understand how she's even able to accept a settlement, but then you understand what was the point of the settlement?
Manipulation.
You were gonna talk anyway?
Manipulation.
Exactly. That was a con to get that
Manipulation.
You was gonna talk anyway, so why pay?
Then you got Kid Cudi. Hey man, he burned my car up. Did you see him? You know, he broke in my house. Did you see him? What that got to do with human trafficking in a party? He's supposed to be on trial for having freak-offs, not freak-outs. You know, if you can, if P Diddy, and I said the same thing about R. Kelly, if these guys can be openly prosecuted for having freak offs, for having women, to come, and apply to be artists or come and come and join some type of program that these guys got this, that, and the other, and they are underage and they this and that and the other. Why these goddamn parents can't be charged for sending their children to these cats? Because if your child underage and got to catch an airplane, some adult had to take their ass through there. Something had to happen for them to be awarded to fly. An adult had to play a role somewhere in that child getting to that destination. Second of all, and last but not least, you got a man who has been having freak offs since before I was born. He been having freak offs, tip offs, parties, white parties, black parties, Korean parties, Mexican all type of parties at his house. And he haven't been charged with human trafficking not one time. He even had a show that came on TV that showed him in the bed with his 18, 19-year-old wife and two other women. Slept together every night. Never been charged with a sex crime. Never been charged with human trafficking. Never been charged with having freak offs. Never been, hey man, they even put the man in a damn movie and put his house in the movie. It showed you people attending a freak off party.
And it was normal. It was okay because it was a Playboy man.
So what the hell did P. Diddy do that Hugh Hefner didn't do?
Right. Makes sense.
And he was a legalized pimp. How can you get legalized to be a pimp?
Right. They know these girls be groupies and stuff.
But see, I'm going to tell you the difference between them and us. He was able to get away with it because he considered all the women in his empire to be what? Bunnies. They are bunnies, not women. Are you fucking serious?
He made it a business. That's what he did. What's the difference?
They are bunnies. They're not human no more. They bunnies.
So what was P. Diddy's? Nothing.
Hey, man. P. Diddy, freak, a freak. Like you said when somebody asked him why he haven't got married yet. Because I'm too big of a freak, man.
I don't know. I think it's been settled down.
He was being honest.
Miami and they got jealous.
But he was being honest, though.
That's just what I think.
He was being honest to say, it's hard for me to settle down because I am a freak. So his woman, his better half, going to have to be a bigger freak than him.
Yeah, and I think she accepted that. And
There you go.
didn't like it.
There you go. So who's to say she wasn't being tested to see what she actually like that? We don't know what was said behind closed doors. She probably told P. Diddy, hey man, I can live like that. You know y'all will tell us that shit. It ain't no different than a woman telling you after y'all done been together for 6 months and you done told her, hey baby, I'm gonna change when I wanna change. I'm gonna straighten up when I want to. I'm gonna do this and that. And then 6, 7 months in or a year in, y'all have a conversation or an argument, and she say, I thought you were gonna change by now. How? How can you assume that?
You cannot change a person.
A person gonna change when they wanna change.
And
I don't give a damn about how much work you done put in for 6 months. The man told you day one, I'm going to change when I want to change. So what's good for the geese got to be good for the gander. It don't add up.
it doesn't add up. Make it make sense.
But we have heard for 20 some odd days testimonies of incidents. But the man is in jail for having freak offs. You trying to relate. You trying to relate him and his girlfriend personal sexual lives into a damn freak off? How is that possible? Because I'm quite sure if you ask any of those jurors, any of those DAs, the judge, and whoever else in the courtroom, have you ever did some freaky shit with your wife or your husband? They'll be telling a damn lie to say no. Because I probably done pulled baby oil on every woman I done dealt with before. And massaged their ass with it the whole 9 yards. So the only thing was in it was a handprint. So what a man had 100 bottles of baby oil. So what? He had freak offs. Some people like to be lubricated. What do that have to do with the price of coffee? Well, they have so many baby oil, it ain't been proven that something was in it. What's the difference in him having baby oil at home and you going to a novelty shop buying some oil of all kind? Toys of all kind. They got lipstick, candy, cookies, drinks, every goddamn thing. Why a man can't have it at home? If he a freak. So, fellas, the next time you go to a woman house, or ladies, the next time you go to a man house and he bring out some of that warm oil that's supposed to stimulate you and all that old shit, don't think he Puff Daddy. He just being a freak. It's a little freak in everybody, y'all. Known fact. It's a little freak in everybody. Even the ones who say they ain't freaky get freaky. Sometimes it takes something to make us freaky. So when you go to them P. Diddy parties and you go in there drinking all that shit, smoking, and God knows what else, don't blame that shit on P. Diddy. You wanted to do that shit, man. You wanted to do that. You agreed as soon as you walked through the door. You agreed to participate in whatever take place. And the ones that didn't agree to participate, when they got to their limit, they got the hell on. They left. P. Diddy has all white parties, all black parties. And he might have that damn party in the middle of the Pacific, Atlantic, all the oceans. How in the hell you get there? You made plans. That means you made plans. Once you found out P. Diddy was having this party, you made plans to be at that party. Cause you had to take time off work. You had to wait till you get enough money to pay to go on the trip. Thank you. Then you had to catch a flight or drive or however you got to the boat, to wherever this boat left from, before it took to the sea. And then as you got on the boat, you had to do a couple of things in order to attend the party. So how in the hell that's not a consent to be part of what's going on? How that make him guilty? How that make him a sex trafficker? You got people who follow athletes, artists, people of all type of status everywhere they go. That makes them sex traffickers. You got some people who are fans of people that follows them everywhere they go. So if they wind up getting in an incident at a hotel or, in some event that they done attended because they following these people, and then they go out to a club and attend some shit and something happen, that's that person that they following folk. You gotta make that shit make sense. If ain't nobody put a gun to your head and said, do this, you are not forced to do it. If ain't nobody told you the only way you gonna get out of here is you got to do this, you are not being forced to do it. You gotta make it make sense. So we're gonna wrap it up. This is Big Jeff coming to you live from No Days Off Radio Production with the #1 show in the land, Nothing But The Truth. And we out. What? You heard it?
Ever since I had the wreck, I got lidocaine patches all.
That shit right there.
Say, that's crazy, bro. Say, that's crazy, bro.